Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. I'm being driven or chauffeured around town. Think about being in the back seats for a minute and just having me drive around. Oh, hey, it's Jill. So we're driving the 2022 Infiniti QX55, or she's driving it, I'm riding in it. And this is new. It's the same compact crossover kind of coupe look to it. We'll show you the exterior here in a little bit. You can kind of see it. I think it's kind of a sexy red exterior color. I mean,
this red, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good look. It's looks sporty, and we're just talking a little bit behind the wheel. Like we said in this video, we'll do exterior, do a quick interior, we'll do some driving impressions, kind of give you the overall kind of quick take on this. But behind the wheel, on the 268 horsepower, 2.0 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, made it to a CVT anyways. What do you think behind the wheel?
I really like it. So we need to issue a little bit of a caveat here because we're literally going to be in this vehicle for like 20 minutes and then we will never see it again.
Fair enough.
So I've been sitting here for about 10 minutes, driving just pretty much in a straight line on a highway. I put it in sport mode. It gives you like a little bit of a tighter steering feel. It gives the throttle response is just a little bit more responsive. So
and a little bit more exhaust note. Just
a little bit more throaty exhaust. And I'm an aggressive driver. This allows for more aggressive driving. And I like that. I like how it drives. I thought this was a V6 engine, frankly, because the power to access the highway was really good. So 268 horsepower, it's very phenomenal. We were both commenting on the seats. So here's the interesting thing. I weigh 95 pounds and Tim doesn't.
My left leg weighs 95 pounds.
and I find these seats comfortable and he finds these seats comfortable. So I think that's a huge win for this vehicle in terms of overall comfort, because if the seats aren't comfortable, why do you want to drive the car? It's going to be miserable. And so the power is good, the seats are good, and I feel like my driving position is good. This A-pillar right here is going to be a little bit of a blind spot for me because I'm sitting so far forward, but
it is quite large though. Yeah, I would give it is a chunky.
But overall, like, visibility is good. My driving position, the seat moved up high enough and far forward enough, and I feel good. I like this. I feel like this is a car that I would want to take a road trip in.
There you go. That's driving impressions. Let's go ahead and talk about this interior. Okay, so Jill usually shows us off in videos, but I'm not always with her to show us off videos. So yes, seating position. When what percentile are you?
I am the 5th percentile female.
5th percentile, so that's seating position. But a couple things in the interior. The Infiniti has kept the dual screen. Not a huge fan of that. This is a little bit better. I like the graphics a little bit better. But
wait,
those graphics aren't so good. But if you leave it on audio, I'm okay with that. This is controlled by a switch over here, which she can use all right. It's not like in a great place for her, but this you can zoom in and zoom out, that kind of stuff. So, especially with her seating position. But I think most non-5th percentile won't have a big problem with that, just because it sits back. But one of the things I wanted to show real fast while we're driving is right here. See that mess of stuff? Yeah, that's our cell phones with a water bottle. It doesn't really, there's not really a good space for this stuff, and there's a lot of like unused space. Like they could have made a slot here to put your cell phone in, or a situation there. Like this is an interesting shape. It's a kind of sexy design looking shape, but it doesn't really give you much more as far as depth. I guess you could throw your cell phone in here if you wanted to. There's not much going on there. Now I have plenty of leg room. I'm fine. This is a comfortable interior. I have the Bose speakers inside. Most stuff on this is not optional. Most stuff is standard, like all-wheel drive standard, and this starts at $48,000. So you're getting quite a bit of luxury car value, if you will, for that price point, with, again, standard features. And we need to hop in the back here in a minute and kind of talk to you about the exterior. Sorry, that hit a bump. That's what happens, hit a bump. The camera goes... That's what that feels like behind the seat. And yeah, that was off the line as best I could of Jill being Jill.
Well, I wasn't even really punching it, frankly. I was being kind.
Yeah, that's her being kind.
So when we did the walk around, you saw that is more of a coupe style, and it's reminiscent of the FX series of Infiniti vehicles from a few years ago. And it's a little bit squished, but the good news is you don't really lose any of the cargo space, even though it's squished. And I've got to point this out. This is really kind of cool. I love this design feature. The way to open this, like a lot of times people are like trying to feel around, find it, but nope, it's just right here. And you press that and it opens up. And when you look back here, there is plenty of room. I think you could fit 4 roller boards back here. You can certainly fit 1 or 2 Simonellos, I think, pretty easily in this space. I can almost lay all the way back because of these bump outs. I'm going to try not to like crack my head open like I did the last time when I like sat up in this. But definitely space for a golf bag or 2 or 3, maybe even 4. I don't know. What do you think? Master of the golf ceremonies behind the camera.
I'm going with 2.
Okay, 2.
Because the driver and it backs up. Yeah.
Okay, 2. But then, these seats fold flat. There's a handy little latch right here that you pull this and these will flip forward. They're kind of heavy. I accidentally already did that and then trying to lift them back up into place. It was a little bit heavy to do that. So I'm not going to do that this time. But they flip down, fold flat, so you have even more space there. But another thing I want to point out, and we've already alluded to the Dodge Durango video, but on there in Dodge, they've always put the buttons down here to put the trunk hatch down. And as you can see, these are up here. I can reach it. I'm on my tippy toes. It's pretty high. But one of the things that they do is they let you adjust the height. So I can pull this down. This is a much more comfortable height for me. And you press this button here and hold it. And as you're holding it, it will beep once, twice, and now it is stuck in this position, which is great for me, probably not so great for Tim. He's gonna cut his head open on the hatch. But then, when I close it, it'll go down, and then the next time that I open it, press this nice little button here. It opens to my height. Now, in addition for being excellent for short people, this is also really good if you have a small garage, like, again, this short person does, and you don't want it to go up too high. So, or if you have a shelf or something in your garage that you don't want it to hit. So the fact that this is adjustable is good both for the height-challenged people as well as if you're putting it in a small space. Now, one more thing that I also want to mention while we are looking at the back of this here is these LED lights. There are 26 LED lights corner to corner on each side. So I think that looks really cool. And I mean, obviously we're in the middle of daylight here, so I can't show you what it looks like at night, but trust me, it looks cool.
One more thing to point out over here too, these are 20-inch standard wheels. All-wheel drive is standard, like we've said, and so a lot of stuff are standard.
Yeah, all-wheel drive is standard. The wheels are standard. There's a moonroof inside, also standard.
Yeah, so, and they're supposed to have a lot more room seating back here than you'd imagine. He said the second row actually slid back a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Well, let's see.
We have our...
Check out my limo-like legroom behind my driving position. And I'm always putting footprints on things. Oh yeah, I see. So it's back all the way. It's all the way in the back position now. But if you needed more cargo, if you wanted to fit an extra golf bag back there.
There you go. There you go.
You move it forward and backward. That's a solid 4 to 6 inches of slide there.
That's quite a bit of space there.
So that's good. But
you lean back. What's your headroom like? Yeah, you got plenty of headroom.
It bubbles up. Okay, again, I'm not the tallest person in the
design term bubbling up.
Yeah, it bubbles up so that you have a little bit more headroom. I could see somebody who's taller though.
Yeah, I mean,
when trying to get out quicker and they're whack, you'd give yourself a concussion, but
well, you're the size of a 10-year-old. I mean, so this is kind of a kid's seat back here, so your kids have to bend to get around, but yeah, you have more headroom back there once you duck in and get in. Once you duck in and get in.
Yeah.
There.
And I mean, the interesting thing is once you get in, these seats kind of recline back a little bit. And I was trying to see if there was a way, obviously this moves it forward, but I guess right here, you could adjust it a little bit more.
Yeah, quite a bit of adjustability back there.
Yeah, so I like that. And then, if you want to recline behind, you know, your very short driver. You've got your limo-like.
Okay, bye, Joe.
I know.
So we just had a spirited driving event, and I could not reach the camera because I kept getting choked by somebody driving too aggressively.
But hey, at least I can do that, and it's fun.
Yes.
It's not giggly fun like the Durango Hellcat. But
Right, we shot that today. I'll put a link to that video above. But yeah, so that's kind of our thoughts here on the 2022 Infiniti QX55. Again, it's a quick take on it. We're not doing a full in-depth, all the things you need to know, likes and dislikes. Just a quick first drive in it. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, she has nothing else. She's too busy driving.
I know. I'm busy watching the road.
Check this other video out here. Website down below. As always, thanks for watching. We will see you down the road.